Hello, everyone. Just waiting for some participants to continue showing up. Thank you so much for attending. My name is Giselle. I am the Triton Transfer Hub graduate assistant. And just to let you folks know, we are going to be recording this session. Feel free to send any questions that you have in our Q&A chat at the bottom of your Zoom screen. And we have our wonderful panelists here today with us. I'm going to go ahead and ask some pre-planned questions. There are going to be 7. And then towards the end, we're going to open the floor to anyone else that has any specific questions. So again, my name is Giselle. I'm the graduate assistant for the Triton Transfer Hub, and I'm going to be emceeing for today's presentation. So let's go ahead and get started. The first question I'm going to be asking is to introduce yourselves, stating your name, your pronouns, your academic major, your college that you currently attend or have formally attend, what former institution you transferred from prior to UCSD, and then a fun fact that you'd like to share with our audience today. So we're going to popcorn it. Anyone can go first.
How y'all doing? My name is Malik Pena. Pronouns he, him, his. I'm a management sciences major. I'm a Muir College student. I transferred in from the illustrious Xavier University of Louisiana. That is an HBCU in my hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana. And a fun fact about me is Mardi Gras is my favorite holiday. More than Christmas, more than Thanksgiving. Mardi Gras, undefeated. Promise you.
Love it.
Hi everyone, my name is Dianne Dominique. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I transferred from Ohlone College, which is located in Fremont, California, if anyone's familiar with where that's at. I was a human biology major, psychology minor in 6th college. And a fun fact about me is I actually made it on the Jumbotron twice at Petco Park. And one time was because I was dancing to I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Hi everybody, my name is Bruce, who also you can call me as Jingwei as my Chinese regular name, and I'm a sociology major right now at Revelle College, and I transferred from St. Barbara State College, like a really small, quiet, beautiful town, like on the middle of like the coast. And the fun fact for me, I have a lot, but I have like really good thing for fun fact, I think, is like cooking. I like to cooking. One time I cooked for like probably 40 people during like our night market at the Ucsd last fall.
Thank you all for sharing. So the second question I have for today is, remembering when you first attended UCSD your first quarter, what did that feel like? And how were you able to transition from your former educational institution to a UC quarter system?
Well, I guess I will go first, especially I just transferred like not so long ago. For me, transfer from like a semester system to a quarter system is like a really good challenge because I need to really do a time management, how to make like a 16 weeks semester system to a 10-week, and what is like I need to prepare. I remember the first quarter, I'm like the first day of that quarter, I'm like, yeah, actually quarter system is easy. I don't need to worry about anything. But however, go to the end of the first week, I'm like, okay, I'm totally wrong. I need to like do a really good time management. And that is like, from that, I can plan all my classwork and all the stuff. And that is like most I want to share for you guys.
Let's see, I can pick it up. Let's see, when I first attended UC my first quarter. So my first quarter actually went really well. That was probably because I was still new and I hadn't really taken on too many extracurriculars at the time. But let's see. the time management piece was super duper essential. Part of why I probably did well was because like I had a really, really like solid schedule. I was getting up early. I was going to bed early every night. So like that helped out a lot as far as just like staying with the flow. I definitely got a little bit of a wrong impression because I definitely thought the quarter system was a little bit easier when I stepped into that first winter quarter. So I will definitely say like, don't slack up because it will catch you like in an instant. But no, it was, as far as academic rigor, like Xavier's pretty challenging. So like that was cool. But like from the pace of it, yeah, it picks up in like the second or third week, just like a semester system, and then it just never goes back down. So it's just high intensity all the way through. So yeah, the biggest thing for me was like having really good morning and night routines and get like starting the day strong, ending the day strong, and just like doing that consistently. And the more I was like staying up with like my routines as far as like those are concerned, the better my performance was overall in the middle of the day. So like that was the biggest thing for me, was just like starting the day good, ending the day well, and just trying to make sure everything in between followed suit.
For me, I would say that my experiences were pretty similar to Malik and Bruce's. I remember feeling when I first attended my very, very first quarter, I was super excited but scared at the same time. I think, you know, my community college class is the biggest class I'd ever been in, was in a class with 40 people. And so attending a lecture hall with like 200 people was super exciting but scary at the same time, because I guess, you know, you're around a lot of people that you may not be used to. And so I will say too, the quarter system pace is, you know, like Malik said it pretty well, actually. It's like after that second or third week, you just keep going. And that's something that you definitely have to get used to, but it definitely gets better with time.
Awesome. Thanks for answering. So we're going to move on to our next question. So in your role with the Triton Transfer Hub, what is a common barrier or struggle that you can identify in yourself or other transfer students you have interacted with? And how do you overcome that barrier and struggle?
I can go ahead and take a whack at this one. All right. A common barrier like that I've come across in my role is like, I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. Like imposter syndrome. Yeah, like it's definitely easy to feel that at Ucsd. Like just because it's an R1 research institution, so they have a lot of research, like a lot of research. They take it really serious. And then it's just like the school is 2 zip codes long. The I-5 runs straight through the middle of it. We have 3 hospitals. Like there's just a lot going on. So yeah, it's easy to feel like, oh wow, you know, even though like I did all this work to get here, like do I really belong here? Like, and people feel that a lot. I think the biggest thing is like, yes, you got in. Like the people at admissions knew what they were doing when they let you in. So yeah, believe the blessing, don't block the blessing. No, you're here. You can get here. And yeah, that's just like, that's probably like one of the most common things. It's just getting out of your own head and just like believing in yourself and being like, okay, no, I belong here. This is cool. I can do this. Like the quarter system's like running like 60 miles an hour every day and not stopping, but no, it's okay. I can do this. Like, I think that's the biggest thing, is just reminding yourself that you can do this. So, because you get accustomed to like one system and like one community, and then you're like completely new. And I think like that definitely hits people in a lot of different ways. So I think like that's the biggest thing to overcome, is like that whole feeling of isolation, that whole feeling of maybe I'm not as prepared, like that whole anxiety and apprehension. And it's just like learning to like deal with that, navigate that, and like to continue to rise to the occasion. Because you know, that's like the biggest thing. It's just like rising to the occasion. So like definitely believe in yourself. Like I came in from out of state. That was super difficult. it's easy to get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, do not get discouraged. That's like a big barrier that a lot of transfer students face, but we make it here regardless. So that should be a cue that it's not as bad or as hard as it may appear to be at first sight.
In addition to what Malik had said, I think a lot of transfer students experience something called transfer shock, which is pretty much like a temporary dip in grades. Some people may not experience it, but a lot of transfers do. And I think, Malik said, don't be discouraged, and that's definitely very, very true, especially if you are experiencing that transfer shock. You are at UCSD for a reason, and like Malik said, admissions knew what they were doing when they accepted you. And so definitely believe in yourself. And it's super, super normal to experience that temporary dip in grades.
Yeah, I totally agree with Malik and Diane. And also as like an international transfer student, you all, like for me and some of my groups of friends, we're not feeling so comfortable. Like sometimes international student might feel homesick, and maybe they feel like transfer shock, and they might feel, okay, I'm not belonging to here. That is like always happen for a lot of students. Especially I can share my experiences, like first quarter at being here, I'm like, am I really going to the UCSD? Am I really a student at UCSD? That time I'm feeling it's like, okay, I'm not belonging to here. But later I found out, no matter what, you being selected, that is like a choice admission made. And they make any small suggestion or any choice is like the perfect. You need always thinking, you come to this school, you are perfect. You coming to this class, you're coming to like from other country to learn like a bilingual language or something, you are perfect for the education. You beat your like a fair, like you are like, how to say, I won't say it's like the only enemy in your life is yourself. So you are really, really won the battleship. You beat yourself down and you are really, really successful for all the stuff.
Beautifully said. All right, so we're going to go and move to the next question. So what's one place on campus where you feel like you belong and why?
I guess I'll start because I haven't started. So it's going to sound really weird, but I think the one place on campus that I truly feel like I belong in is in the library. And I don't mean that in the way that I spend so much time there that I study, but I think if you've never seen the Geisel Library before, it looks like this huge spaceship. And it's like this thing on our campus that you can't not notice. And I think the reason why I feel like I belong in the library is because it's just this space that kind of reminds me of how hard I worked to get to the position that I'm at today. And it's something that I am super, super proud of. And so I would say the library is that one place on campus that makes me feel like I belong.
Let me see. I'm not gonna lie. The study rooms, the 7th floor study rooms in Geisel, the views undefeated. So for sure. Let's see. For me, I'd probably say like the Black Resource Center was like my home away from home. Just like I went to a HBCU, so like there was a huge culture shock when I came to UCSD. But no, like the Black community was super welcoming, super supportive. Like I definitely couldn't have attained like the success I've had at UCSD without, my community support. So like they're like super tight. Always got to shout them out for sure. Yeah, it's just like I can go there no matter what I'm going through, how I'm feeling, like, and it's really like a home away from home. They got food, like, well, back when like campus was open, not during COVID, obviously. But you could take a nap there, you could do whatever, you could get help from personal problems, academic problems, just figuring UCSD out. It's a lot to figure out. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot. But it's all worth it for sure. But yeah, no, the community piece for me was like essential in like maintaining, adjusting, like the whole nine. So yeah, Black Resource Center was definitely like a place where like I belong. I worked there last year, so like that should kind of like tell you how much they felt like I belonged as well. So like, yeah, for sure, the Black Resource Center was the one for me.
Yeah, for me, I think probably some student club or an organization has make me feel I'm like belonging to here, especially for, I want to mention is the Chinese Union. I'm like currently working as like a HR member. And when I met with this group of Chinese international students, I feel it's like really, I found a friend. They can help me no matter from academic way, from my life, and even they gave me a lot of suggestion about like how you can get a good, like where is the best restaurant for Asian people, where is like all the good stuff for like all the students. So and I feel it's like they make me feel I'm like less homesick, and I found made more friend. And as like I want to say, is like probably community is like really important for us as like an international transfer student. Really important is to feel comfortable to be in a study place that will make your study much easier later for your academic way, for your life, like that.
Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so moving on to the next question. If you all could give us an example of a campus resource, a program, maybe a professional connection that you continue to use or refer to as a transfer student yourself, and how has it helped you be successful?
Well, I think I will go first this one. Well, for me, I found out there was like two places really helped me as like an international transfer student. First is our ISPO. The ISPO always help you when you have like some struggling with your I-20, with your visa, and when you have like any trouble with this, ISPO is like really a back help for you, and they make all the stuff really easy. And another one I think, no, like everybody know we work as like Triton Transfer, so I want to say this is like really helpful for us too, because when I first come here, I met with like this fantastic team of Triton Transfer that gave me a lot of suggestions of like how to prepare for class, how to plan for class, what is the important stuff, and even we have like some like major classmate. I want to thank, like at this time I want to thank you for more our Triton Transfer peer coach Annabelle. She helped me a lot on my sociology work, and she is best. And I mean, it's like everybody who in the Triton Transfer Hub, or even like who like really help you, all the students who at Ucsd who are coming to here, they're all friendly to us. So it's like I want to say is like thank you for you all. Thank you for all the people. Yeah.
Oh, and Bruce, could you just explain what ISPO stands for our students?
Yeah, ISPO is called like the full name is International Student Program Office. So as like our international student, we have like our I-20 problem, we have our visa problem. We always go to ISPO to talk with a DSO, or we can call them as international advisor to give you really clear help way say how you can like figure out a problem, such as like, for example, right now you might have like a I-20 issue, you calling them, you do a Zoom meeting with them, they will really specifically detailedly tell you how to plan for all the stuff.
Thank you.
So when I was in community college, I utilized tutoring services often. And so I knew that that was something that I really wanted and, sought after when I was choosing the schools that I, wanted to attend. And one academic resource that I actually like to share with students is called OASIS, which stands for the Office of Academic Support and Instructional Services. And they do kind of like one-on-one workshop style of tutoring. And so I always like to plug them just because I've, done plenty of workshops that have helped me understand class material a lot better. And you also get to collaborate with your peers. So if you learn in an environment and within collaboration, or you really like using tutoring services, I always like to share that one because I've used it myself numerous times, and I always refer students to use it.
All right, so let's see. I'm just gonna shout out the Black Resource Center again because, like, yeah, they were super duper instrumental for me. Yeah, so let me talk about that. And let me first say that like UCSD has like a lot of opportunities for like students to develop like professional and leadership skills through like student positions. So like us being like transfer peer coaches, I work with the BRC, like they have tons of positions like that. Yeah, so like I just recommend that just because you can get so much real world professional experience that you can market, put on a resume that's gonna set you apart. So like that's like invaluable. Like I cannot put a price tag on that for sure. But yeah, like just as far as like the Black Resource Center, so like when I worked there, one of the professional staff like is now the assistant dean of student affairs for 6 College, right? So like, but like that's like my personal mentor advocate. So like I can go to him about anything, letters direct, whatever. But it was just like because I had that urge to like get involved in like my community, like there were paid positions to be like to just be involved with the community and like to help support the community. And that was something I was already gonna do regardless. So the fact that I can get paid for it, like amazing. I'm here, like I knew I wanted to help transfer students out. The fact that I can get paid for it, amazing. You know, because it's just like at the end of the day, Black student experience, transfer student experience is also my experience. So it's like I can get paid to help better my own experience and have a better time here. So like it's just a win-win. So like I would definitely say just like the campus community centers, the student success centers here, like the opportunities that they provide like in the ways of like getting support and also like gaining like professional experience, definitely like top tier. So like that's definitely something that I'm super thankful for. It puts me in a lot of cool positions because I get to like have like a lot of influence about what's going on. Like we've all been able to work on really cool projects throughout our time. So just like being able to actually like produce things that either are part of the campus, help change the campus, and having like an influence like that is like super helpful. It also just makes it easier when you need to like reach out to somebody because you're dealing with a problem on your own. So like for sure, the campus community centers and the student success centers are like top tier opportunities that I would highly recommend looking into. And definitely weigh that in your decision just because like not everybody has like that many opportunities. Like there's hundreds, if not thousands of opportunities like these. So here at UCSD. So keep that in mind.
Perfectly expressed. Thank you so much. So we're getting down to our last 2 questions, and then we're going to open up the floor. So from the 3 of you, how did you all get involved with the Triton Transfer Hub?
I can go ahead and take it. It's been a minute since I took a question. Let's see. So I can talk about my work first with the Black Resource Center to help like set the stage. So like at the Black Resource Center, I was the transfer student success leader at the Black Resource Center. So like, right, I already wanted to work with Black students. I wanted to work with transfer students. I was like, I'm a Black transfer student. Who better to help you with Black transfer student success than a Black transfer student? So like I was doing that, just putting on programs and events to help like support Black transfer students. And one of my transfer students that I had been helping out, she heard about the position and was like, hey, Malik, I think you should really go out for this position because they're starting like a whole transfer center at UCSD. And I was like, what? So I for sure was interested. So I attended an info meeting that they were holding in the library. And from there I was sold and I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely got to do this. This is definitely something that I'm like going to be a part of. No questions about it. And so that was like how I got involved, was just because like I was already involved with helping transfer students, and that was something that was just really near and dear to me. And being able to also like represent my community and like this new thing that was happening on campus was just like huge and very important to me. So like those were the things that like motivated me to get involved. And then as far as just like getting involved, it was really just about going to the info meeting and just like pursuing the opportunity and like staying in contact, following up, like. But that's really like something like I can't stress enough. Like if you want to get involved, if you want to gain experience, like all you really have to do is just pick an opportunity and chase it, and their opportunities are there for you. So, well, they're here for you. So you should come here to come get them. But yeah, that's how I got involved with the Triton Transfer Hub.
Yeah, for me, as I said, I'm not transferred that long ago. So for me to involve with Triton Transfer Hub is like a really kind of funny way. Is like I attend for a meeting that is like how you want the Triton Transfer Hub to be when that is just create. I give a lot of suggestion, and later I feel it's like, well, I at a community college I work actually as like a transfer coach. I help a lot of students transfer from like a language school to City College, and also I work with at my City College is called as like transfer center to help them from City College transfer to UC system. And I'm like, well, I have like this a lot of experience. Why not I just like fund a job or fund a position? I can keep doing what I am doing, keep to helping more students, more international students. Like, because sometimes I feel it's like if you fund like a coach or a peer coach or a friend who speaks the same language with you and then can tell you in your native language that, okay, this is like what is your important thing you need to prepare for the UC system. That is like more helpful for your academic, for your life at UC. So that is like a way why I'm like thinking, okay, this, I need to do that. I want to use my power, use my experience to help more students, to get them to be more success than me or get more academic success than me.
So I am actually a recent graduate. I graduated this past June. But when I first transferred to UC San Diego, the Triton Transfer Hub did not exist. There was nothing like it, I feel. And so I was actually working as an orientation leader in between that summer in between my first year at UCSD into my second year. And so the Triton Transfer Hub was handing out stickers, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I wish this existed when I first transferred. And so when I saw that there was a opportunity to be involved with transfer students, I knew that was something that I really wanted to do because it was something that I was passionate about. And I think it's also super nice to connect with other transfer students and talk about the experiences that you share in common or may not share in common. And so that's primarily how I got involved with the Triton Transfer Hub.
Awesome. So now we're getting down to our last question. So if you can impart one helpful tip or advice that has carried you throughout your academic career here at UCSD, what is it and how can it help our listeners today?
Yeah, I guess for me, the suggestion I want to give is like, don't hesitate to talk to your professor or your major advisor or college advisor, because that is like really important. For the professor way, you can learn a lot, and even like if you plan for grad school, when you make friends with your professor, they are friendly, they're likely to help you to write a recommendation letter for your success. And for your major and college advisor, they are really academic way, and then can help you to plan all your class for your like how to prepare for your class. Like for example, I asked my major advisor and college advisor, I found out, well, I can graduate in 1 year. So that is like really surprised me, and that's really coming true for me. I will be graduating in December, this coming December, and I'm only in UC for a year. So it's like really important. It's like, don't hesitate to ask your advisor. They can give you really, really good suggestion to help you to be success.
Let's see. As far as like one piece of advice, yeah, to kind of piggyback off of what Bruce was just saying, like develop a strong support system for sure. Like, you're not alone, so don't do it alone. Like, it's not a dunk contest. You're not gonna get style points. Like, you know, the whole objective is just to like get to the next step, you know, whether that's transferring, whether that's graduating, like the whole thing is getting there and getting that goal accomplished. And that's way easier when like you're reaching out to advisors, reaching out to professors, reaching out to your peers. Like, definitely try to work together, connect with people as much as possible. Like, I'm gonna just be 100 with y'all. Like, when I was transferring over here, when I was picking schools to transfer to, I didn't know if I could make it out to California. I'm from Louisiana, like, so it was definitely hard. But I couldn't have done it on my own. Like, I definitely know that one for sure. So develop a support system. Like, surround yourself with people who are gonna keep you encouraged. Just because, like I say, don't get discouraged. That is a lot easier said than done. So like, it's a lot easier when you're not trying to do it by yourself. So like, that's probably the most helpful thing I can tell y'all, regardless of what your goals are. Like, always like develop a support system, because that's going to make sure, like, they're going to hold you down. They're going to keep you uplifted. They're going to keep you going, especially when things get rough, when things get hard, to like keep going. Like, you definitely want to have some people at your back that you can lean on, some people who can like provide help, you know what I'm saying? So definitely develop a strong support system. By far is like the most helpful thing I can like stress to y'all. Support, support, support. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, I'm done, y'all.
I would say a piece of advice that I can give all of y'all is to be fearless. Don't be afraid to take advantage of any opportunity that's presented to you. You may be scared to apply for a research position or things like that, but I think that you all have a lot more skills than you think that you do. And I think this applies not only through your academic career at UCSD or wherever it may be. I think this also applies to, like the application process and the rest of your life. I think if I could give all of y'all a piece of advice for, the application process, is that think about the experiences that are super important to you and write about those experiences. UCSD and a lot of other universities like to see a person who is interested in things other than academics. They like a holistic view, or they take a holistic view of the person, and they really like to see who you are and what you do outside of school. So if you played trumpet for the past 15 years, go ahead and write about how you play the trumpet. These skills travel further along in your career, not just like through the application process.
Wonderful. So I was just looking at our Q&A, and we have a question from our audience. And the question is, what's your favorite thing about UCSD, which you can't find in other schools?
Oh.
Anyone can feel free. Yeah, please share.
The food. And the reason why I say that is because the dining halls at UC San Diego's campus are actually really good. Like, for example, my favorite place to eat is a place called The Bistro, which specializes in sushi as well as Asian fusion food. And it's actually very, very good. And so that's not the only place that they have good food. There's good food literally all over campus, but that's just my personal favorite.
Well, connect with Dianne. The food, probably for me too. It's like, I like the bistro really well, and I have like a really funny story with bistro in my first quarter. It's like that time I'm living on campus. I have like $9. Some people tell me, okay, your $9 is only for 1 quarter, and that much amount is only for 1 quarter. So I'm like, okay, how can I spend like $3,400 in 1 quarter, like 10 weeks? And later I'm like, okay, I'm funding bistro. Why not I just go eat bistro every day, and I eat for like 2 weeks, and then I made friend with, like before I said make friend with other people. I made friend with the bistro's boss, I guess, and he said, "Oh, your $9 is for a year, not for a quarter." I'm like, "Wow, really?" But that is like, you can see how their good food is like really catch my stomach. I like to go there. I eat a lot, and I never want to stop eating at there. And for other, like for me, I think it's the milk tea. I really like milk tea, and there was like a bunch of my friends that was like, I saw your school have like a milk tea that is like really 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 good stuff. So why? So that is like really interesting for me, as I guess. Yeah.
Let's see. My favorite thing that I couldn't get anywhere else. So, I mean, I talked about the opportunities. I'm just going to drive that one home one more time. There's a lot of opportunities at UCSD. Apply to UCSD. The school has a lot of money, and they'll definitely give you, like, if you want to change something, like, there's definitely a lot of leadership opportunities. So, like, that is hugely marketable and will just pay off in dividends down the road. And as far as just like finding it at other schools, yeah, but not to the magnitude that UCSD does it. I'm just gonna say that one. That's just UCSD, other schools. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna hop off my soapbox about that. The views by far are my favorite thing. Oh my God, the views are amazing. Okay, first off, I lived in this place called The Village, which is where transfers were housed, right? 10 minutes from the beach on foot. So I'll wake up, like that morning routine I was talking about, it was for real. I was going on beach runs in the morning. I could, like, from my apartment on campus, I could look out one window and catch a sunrise. I could look out another window and catch a sunset. It's undefeated. Like, oh my God, the views are amazing. Like, and especially when you're going through when finals are stressful, to just walk up on a surprise sunset, oh man, yeah, you can't replace that. I'm sorry. Like that view piece, undefeated. I'm sorry. I don't know of another campus who could do it better. Man, that was, yeah, no, the views are undefeated for sure.
All right, so we actually got another question. If any of you can talk about the college system and what that means specifically for transfer students. So just explaining the difference between like a semester system and then transitioning over to a quarter system. How has that been for you and your experience?
Yeah, as like before, sorry, Dan. As before I said is like, from like a semester system to a quarter system, first difference is the time. You might change from like a 16 to 18 weeks semester to a 10-week. So that is like really short the time, but you have more jobs you need to do. So that is like kind of like a work pack up. But I want to say it's like, don't be so worried about like all the time, all the sudden all the work is packed up. It's like just like me and Malik and Dianne before we said, it's like time management. When you do a really good time management, that kind of job is like kind of easy and really, it's like, how to say an easy word is like quotation mark, really really easy to figure out how to do that. Yeah.
So if y'all have ever seen Harry Potter, you know how there's like different houses in Harry Potter. There's like Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Help me out. What's the fourth one? Okay, the other one. Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw. Okay, yes. So there's the 4 houses in, sorry, I forgot. Don't hate me for forgetting. But there's the 4 houses in Hogwarts, right? And you can be placed in a house and you all hang out together with your friends from other houses, but at the very end of the day, you kind of just go back to where your house is. So that's kind of how the 6 college system is like at UC San Diego, except you actually get to choose which college you want to rank first to last. It's not, well, so it's 7 colleges now, but as a transfer student, yeah, sorry, I'm not thinking. Yes, there's 7 colleges now that you can rank 1 to 7. You get to choose. There's no sorting hat that does it for you. So what's different and unique about every single college is that they have their own unique philosophies. You can actually just type UCSD colleges and you can look at all the different philosophies within the 7 colleges. And I always like to say, just look at the general education requirements and what those philosophies are and choose, rank the colleges according to, what resonates most to you. So again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Some people sometimes, just like to rank it randomly. So you can do that too if you would like. I hope that clarifies, how the college system is like at UC San Diego, if anyone were confused about why we have it or how it's like.
All right. Just to keep going from what Dianne was saying, like, yeah, we got 7 colleges. I'm gonna tell you from just like my experience, when I was applying, I didn't know what that meant. I checked some boxes randomly and then got an email that I picked the best one. I'm a mirror. We have the least number of GEs, so plug right there, pro tip. But no, like so all the colleges, like they have like their own, like set of GEs, right? They have these classes that, like the philosophies that Dianne was talking about earlier, through those GEs, through those writing programs, they impart this like extra piece of education alongside your major. So like Dianne said, look through those. It is random, so like be prepared. Like if when college fills up, like keep your ordering strategic because it'll just bump you down until you get into an open spot. So keep that in mind. Definitely look into it because that can definitely save you some time and hassle down the road. But yeah, there are all these colleges, and then like on campus, you definitely notice it because it's just like it's like walking into different neighborhoods. Like every time, like the architecture all of a sudden just changes up. Like I feel like we should really have street names on campus at this point because it's just like there's like each part of campus is so distinct, like between like how the architecture is, between what buildings are where, between like what departments are housed in each college. Like you definitely get like a different experience of UCSD depending on where on campus you're at. So keep that in mind as well because like you'll be spending your time there. So you want to kind of pick a college that you like the vibe of. You want to pick Mirror, but but no, like it's pretty cool though. But it's like just something that kind of adds like this own unique like twist on the college experience, just because like we have a lot of transfer students, so we have a lot of people from like diverse backgrounds. We have a lot of international students, so it's kind of one way to like people get placed in these colleges, and then we're just like, okay, I'm a Mirror student. I'm a Mirror student too. What's going on? Like the Mirrors are called Murons. The people in Revel are called like Revelians. So it's like they have their own lingo, all that. So it's pretty cool. That's what I'll say about it.
So we got another question from our audience today. Other than school, what do y'all like to do to pass time on campus?
So there is a ton of events all the time. Even virtually, there's like still lots of events that you can attend. But I will say, like, if you're physically on campus, there's always something going on somewhere on campus, and it's kind of fun. If you're like in between classes, or if you commute and you're trying to wait for traffic to die down, you could just go to an event. Most of the time they have free food or like free stuff, which is super enjoyable. So I, would just go to these events and see where I can mooch free food.
Yeah, for me, as like I live on campus last academic year, I live at same place as Malik. So usually I like to do is I have like one place really enjoy the view is like between the ERC and really school, and from there you can directly see the village and even go to see the ocean. Sometimes, and that is next to like the Remax gym. So sometimes I'm like doing after exercise or doing a lot of work, I might just sit out at there and then just see the ocean, just quiet, and then kind of like do a yoga stuff, deep my mind, thinking nothing, and then just kind of fresh and kind of like that. And always I feel is like when after I sit at there for a long time, I feel I'm like restart, like a computer, my CPU is restart, and everything is like totally easy at that time. When I restart, I know, okay, this, like maybe I struggling before at like a math class, I'm like when deep stress and make my mind clear, I'm like, okay, well, why not I thinking from this way, and you might find like a way really quick to fix your problem. So I think like to sit on campus to see different view is like really what I do on the like part-time pastime with no class. Yeah.
I'm gonna just echo what Dianne and Bruce said, because I'm not gonna lie, and I was pretty upset that when COVID hit, because we have like this music festival called Sun God, top tier. Like we had Snoop Dogg there one time. We had Khalid, we had Drake there. Let's see what we've had. We've had a lot of people there. We've had a lot. We had Wiz Khalifa. Last year we had like Vince Staples and Joji. So like, yeah, it was fire. The whole campus shut down. It was amazing. So yeah, the events, top tier. Oh, we had Saweetie. We had Saweetie come through. Yeah, the events, yes, they're up there with it. The other thing, and then like, yeah, the views, like I said, like you can really just like take a walk and really like get some stuff figured out. I like to run, like, and there's a lot of places to go running. Like I said, the beach is 10 minutes by foot, so like beach runs would be superior. They have Scripps Institute of Oceanography, which is literally right on the beach. Fire sunsets, amazing sunsets. But like just going to the beach was definitely like a thing, like on campus. Like professors would literally like take a break and get out of their clothes, go put on a wetsuit and go surfing, and then be back before their next lecture. So it's just like, yeah, the going to the beach was definitely like going to the beach, and then just going to like a few different spots that had the fire views was a big pastime, just because like I said, I'm from Louisiana. In New Orleans, everything is flat and we don't have any beaches. So when I saw hills and beaches, like I went wild. So like, yeah, no, I still enjoy the views. Like I'll still like go around to, like, if I just want to catch a view, I'll still like drive to, I live off campus now, but I'll still like drive to like some spots around campus that I found that have like the nice views, just to like have that peace of mind, have like a good little day, end the day with a sunset, always, it's a pastime. Everybody does it. You kind of can't go to UCSD and not do it. So I definitely recommend.
There's this spot near campus called Torrey Pines Glider Port, which is super, super close to the village. And Malik was talking about going on runs, watching the sunset or sunrise if you are a morning person. The Torrey Pines Glider Port is literally the best place to watch sunset or watch the sunrise. It's just a really beautiful spot that's like, again, like a 10-minute walk on foot. If you're like on a little bird scooter or spin scooters or whatever, it's like a minute. Like, it's really not far.
All right, well, we don't have any more questions, so that wraps up for our panelists today. I want to say a huge thank you again to you, Malik, Bruce, and Dianne, for coming on board and sharing some words of wisdom for our audience today and for folks who are going to be listening to our recorded session. If you all have any last closing thoughts that you'd like to share, we are going to be ending off with our presentation today.
You can do it. Whatever the goal is on your mind right now, you can do it. So yeah, just believe in yourself. Like, in regards to the application process, in regards to life in general, believe in yourself. You got it. You're capable of a lot more than you probably think you are. If you think you're capable of it, then believe that you are. So believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself, and lean on people who are going to remind you to do those things.
Well, I want to just say, keep fighting in the battleship with yourself. You can do it. You can beat that down and get the perfect result coming out for you. Yeah.
Yes, and I would lastly like to say I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors, and you all are going to do fantastic.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. We appreciate your time and for allowing us to share some words of wisdom again. So thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day and take care. Bye.